Time right now, you will find out that it's exactly 10 minutes gone past 10 a.m. This beautiful Thursday morning, this beautiful showery, rainy, cool Thursday morning. And it's a beautiful time to bring your show, our show, the best show on radio these days, to your listening pleasure. This is Creative Nigeria, in case you're wondering, and we are pleased to bring you yet another scintillating episode this beautiful morning. My name, by the way, is 𝗵𝗵𝘁𝘀𝗪 𝗦𝗫. You can also call me Priceless, as you cannot buy me with money. But I don't do the show alone, unless we make the show all about Priceless. Frank Meke does this show alongside me, and I want to say very good morning to you, Frank.
Good morning, Bobby. And talking about buying, buying. I know that Nigerians in Nigeria,
we buy everything.
A lot of things are for sale, but you are not for sale.
I'm not. I'm not for sale.
So another thing, of course, the rains and all those makes me think about having hot pepper soup.
Let's do this show first, or else it will be difficult.
Your chief of staff is hailing it.
It's a fine idea, I can tell you that.
Yeah, maybe we'll find a place after here.
Maybe. Okay. That would be a great idea.
The ladies, I wonder one of these days that ladies will pay the bill. All right.
Since the beginning of time, I'm not sure if that has been the case.
Maybe we'll ask Eve or Adam.
We will ask.
Okay. Let's go ahead.
Right, so there's so much in store for you today. I can't even wait for us to unravel and unpack. But I'm going to do something a little differently this morning because of the much that we bring you on our table. We find that we cannot engage our listeners on the phone. However, we get to engage with you on social media, and we want to say a very big thank you this morning to Musa Sanusi Ahmed. He is a regular listener to this show. We want to say very, very big thank you to you. He comments regularly on Facebook, on our Facebook page, so thank you. Nai Hotel has followed us on Instagram. Thank you. Tiwalola Olabisi, thank you for following us. Adekunle Dom followed us on Instagram. African Link, South Africa, has followed us on Instagram. Lutfu Asamadeng Travels followed us on social. You want to leave us, and we will always on YouTube and on Facebook. It's Mainland FM 98.3. So our offerings for you today are as follows. Tech Startup by Cornelius Ogunwa is back today. All you want to know about startups and innovation-bearing solutions and green Nigeria with 𝗂𝗶𝗏 𝗪𝗡 takes to the birds family. And with the floods raging across the country and even beyond, what roles really do birds have to play in alerting us to impending floods and impending natural disasters, as it were? Anchor Insurance leads us to another critical aspect of insurance. Every home, an insurance policy. I believe that's the new tagline. Every home, an insurance policy. Do you once in a while laugh at yourself? We actually recommend that on this show. And to do that, to help us to do that this morning is your very own 𝗪𝗪𝗀𝗪 𝗪𝗃𝗀𝗃, aka 𝗪𝗪 𝗪𝗃𝗀. He will be squaring with you today on our comedy segment. And then next week, Wednesday, September 27th, is the World Tourism Day. Its theme this year is strategic. But what actually do we celebrate about the sector in Nigeria? Frank Meke will explain more after this program outlook. Our new segment also comes up. It's sponsored by Heck Travel, so you don't want to miss any second. You miss anything, you miss a second, you have missed a lot. So stay with us, and don't forget, our music segment is also coming up with more. No Nigeria is there and all of that. So over to you, Frank.
Yeah, our country sometimes we are used to celebrating, and really there's nothing bad about people celebrating. But before you celebrate, you need to get a lot of things done. World Tourism Day for many years will be celebrating, but I don't see anything we are celebrating really, because sometimes you need to go back home and do your work properly. This year, the team, of course, domesticated all over the world, is tourism and the green environment or investment. And you ask, what is even green investment? So we don't have time to do that. We're going to really put this program together to look at what actually is green, just like you have the blue economy. What does it mean? So a lot of terms that have been used, and a lot of people out there, even well educated. So what is green?
green?
What is green and what is the investment? But I give you a little bit about it. And
Okay.
look at our green environment. Our forest ecosystems are gone. The non-state actors have taken over our forest ecosystem. In fact, we don't have forest covers anymore. And that is why I see the impact of flood all over the place. Of course, climate change is coming. Are we serious about it? You know, other countries, and of course, there's a forest economy, I mean, climate economy that also is there. So what roles are we also playing in this area? So what does it really, the green environment role it plays in tourism in Nigeria? Go to waterways, let's take Lagos. Go to Agboju. You won't come back. You know, I mean, if you're aware, you will come back sick. You know, so dirty. You know, some litterings and all those things. So these things are impactful, not only to human beings, but even on the water resources. You know, there are a lot beneath the water, which we didn't really understand. So thank God that today we have an exclusive, water, economy, and we're looking at it, green ocean and blue economy. And looking at it, of course, tourism plays a lot of roles in these areas.
Absolutely.
But again, generally, I mean, it's not just funny that people just gather. Like I heard, of course, everybody, all roads leads to 𝗪𝗵𝗲 State, that 27.
Yeah.
𝗪𝗯𝗲 president, of course, he was going to be in Lagos today. Mr. 𝗪𝗯𝗲, of course, came to see one of our friends who had an unfortunate accident. Mr. 𝗪𝗵𝗲, who's a friend of this.
Yeah.
Of course, and of course in Abuja, I was in Abuja yesterday, came by yesterday. I also heard that the FCT, of course, where 𝗪𝗃𝗃 is, they're putting two together. Then I heard, that the both ministers of culture and creative economy, they are going to gather together. But I asked myself, what are you going to celebrate? Okay, this is time for real work. You need to look at the whole system, this team, and set up a team so that by next year we can just sit down and say this is what we have achieved.
There's
so
we
just gather ourselves, waste government money, buy snacks and all, as the case may be, and all those. Everybody sit down, water is in there. Just like children do break time. Okay, they don't really understand what they are celebrating. You go to school, you come out, you don't even know why you're in school. So that is where we are. And these are serious business. And we're talking about creating jobs. So like I said, today is not about it. We're just giving you a kind of birthday into what all these things are about. But for me, there's nothing to celebrate yet.
Wow.
Nothing to celebrate yet.
And incidentally, we're not going to be here before the World Tourism Day. We're going to be here after it's celebrated. Well, I guess it's to our advantage. We'll be able to talk about it.
Yeah, we'll be able to talk about it on Thursday. So we'll try to put some team together. Maybe we'll just do a focal program on next week Thursday to get some people to look at it. Honestly, I sometimes, I wonder if we're serious people. I must tell you, because if you go out of this country, you see a lot of beautiful things happening in the green areas. Okay, Lagos have what they call it, green parks and green.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, it's an agency of Lagos, and then you carve out a small place, and you of course green the area, and then you lock it up.
Well, I guess to protect it from
no. But that's how you see. People need to understand why there's a green area. So it's like a laboratory where you can learn about how you need to live with the environment. So you don't lock it up. It's a place where they can go gather. You just tell them no littering here.
Make it controlled.
Like Lekki Conservation Center. You don't litter this place. You don't do this here. You don't do that here. But it's for human beings. So it's not for you to. It's not for the gates.
It's not for us to just look beyond the fence.
Understand? So things like that. So I believe that we are not interpreting much. Of what things that government are doing. People don't understand it. You go to my place in Surulere, okay? Find green areas. And what do you find there? They shut the place down. Over time, of course, the miscreants will go there. Yeah. And, so that's it.
Okay. So much to talk about, as usual. But next week, we're going to be more detailed, more concise than we have been today. We'll take a break now, and we'll move on from there because our tech startup guy, Cornelius, is in the house. Stay with us. We'll be back.
Fellow Nigerians, have you heard about NICO? National Institute for Cultural Orientation is Nigeria's cultural intelligence and intellectual powerhouse. Set up to X-ray the diversity of Nigerian culture, language, history, tradition and ways of life, which binds 200 million Nigerians together, deepening peace, security and national cohesion, with offices across the 6 geopolitical zones and a culture training school. NICO also partners local and international agencies like UNESCO to harness and validate cultural assets, unique and beneficial to a national aspiration. An agency under the Federal Ministry of Information, Culture and National Orientation. NICO Abuja office is located at 23 Kigoma Street, Wuse, Zone 7E. Website info@nico.gov.ng. NICO, an excellent culture for national development.
Welcome back and thank you for staying tuned. Tech startups. This is one creative segment that has come on this creative show. And to take us further, to just teach us a little bit more about tech startups. Cornelius, over to you.
Thank you, Bumi, and I'm happy to be here again today. So today we'll be having a little change in how we do what we did last week.
Okay.
Today we'll be talking about a minimum viable product and how everything about it minimum viable product. We're going to highlight a company that is probably trying to do something quite unique in the industry, and we're also going to highlight some events that are happening in the tech ecosystem, so that if you're interested, you can easily go for the event and start building your network and your connections.
Interesting.
Okay, so we are going to jump right in. If you're a founder, probably you want to launch a product, you would probably understand that it's important for you to get validated information or responses from your users before your product is out there in the market. And that's the idea of an MVP, a minimum viable product.
Okay.
So you can say that is that version of the product or your tech idea that you use to get validated learning from your users. You get, so it's quite different from the prototype and also from the beta product. Your prototype is probably a draft. You're still trying to know how the user journey would go. The beta product is when you are trying to probably you've launched and you are trying to make little money to probably do more validation on the idea.
Okay.
But an MVP helps you to get understanding into what the user wants, how they're going to react to that idea, and also to understand the pain point. Now, it's not entirely made to make money. You can do an MVP and not make money out of it. The idea entirely is just to understand the user more and
It's
also get
pretty
more
much
insight.
research-based.
Yes, it's more research based. You can have just few features in the product. It can just be your landing page that has all the things that you want to launch into the market,
Okay.
down to maybe a feature that you probably want to launch into the market. Not so complicated and not quite elaborate. You get, because I kind of when we started building Cardinal, we sort of launched into the big product, the big idea, and the market quite reacted to it in a very different way. We have to go back and do our MVP right before we now pushed
So
into
that
the market.
MVP is actually very important.
Yes, it helps you to launch faster. Now there is this. Okay, I wanted to actually talk about when I go. Okay, what's the idea of an MVP? Why an MVP? Why not just do the product?
Yeah.
Now, if you are launching and you're probably trying to build the entire product, you are going to waste a lot of time. You get. So why not do something very fast, launch it to the market, get validation, and now use that to probably get the users that you want before building the actual product. You get. So it helps you to get into the market fast enough, and also to get validation faster enough. Yeah. So that's the entire idea of an MVP.
Interesting.
You get. So I'm talking about highlighting a company that's quite unique for us. I was going through MVP, trying to understand people that are doing quite something unique in the MVP space or trying to do something like that, and I saw Mindtrip. Now this Mindtrip is in California, San Francisco actually.
Yeah.
So something about that touched me, because here in this part of the world, you are building a product, you're looking for a co-founder. It becomes a very difficult task for you. Now I'm looking at Mindtrip and they have 12 co-founders.
Wow.
Yes, they've been able to gather 12 people as co-founders to work on this product, and the product is quite unique. They say that they are building an all-in-one AI-powered travel companion that helps people to plan trips, including flights, hotel activities, and excursion.
Wow, amazing.
So they're probably going to use AI to make everything
Exactly.
quite seamless.
Exactly.
So you probably don't need to think about it. Just what do you want, put it out there, and the AI just suggests options for you, and then you now push. And we have 12 tech founders doing this particular product. I'm excited about them. They are still on a better phase, and I hope to see the product when it's opened out there for the public.
Okay, fantastic. Any upcoming events that you want to talk about?
We have South Africa Innovation Summit happening the 27th and 28th of September. It's going to happen in Cape Town. And also we have African Money and DeFi Summit happening in Accra, Ghana. This one is basically for people interested in the finance space, as they are going to have quite a lot of VCs, founders in the ecosystem, and also entrepreneurs also.
Wow, Cornelius, this is rich, I must say. I'm actually challenged about, to hear about 12 investors. That's huge.
Co-founders.
And that is all the way over there in 𝗵𝗶𝗰𝗲. We can actually look at their model and look at how we can
you see, the point in Africa,
do likewise.
In Nigeria particularly, we don't like to sustain or jointly do things. So when you see this, and of course,
we like one-man business.
And I'm sure they're going to increase more.
Indeed.
Somebody must have another thing, an idea to that idea. So that's a sense of full collaboration.
Yeah.
So there must be, you can't have everything. So everybody bringing something together. And of course, everything is on the table. But here, no, you don't do that here. And of course, talking about AI, I wonder if AI can plan a trip for me in Nigeria.
Well, talk to Cornelius. I'm sure you can talk after the show.
We'll talk after the show.
Only wait and see.
That's our tech startup segment. Cornelius, our faculty guy, is on top of that job. But thank you so much for what you've done for us today. Thank you. We move on to our Anchor Insurance segment right now. So don't touch your dial. We're still with you.
At Anchor Insurance, we will always turn up for our clients when it really matters. We put in 100% because they mean the world to us. If you desire insurance services built around you, where claims are paid promptly, then come to Anchor Insurance.
You are the best. You are the very, very best. Oh, yeah. You make our world go round. And this is why we'll always be our anchor.
Anchor Insurance, where insurance truly works.
Indeed, Anchor Insurance is one place where insurance truly works. But I'm not the Anchor Insurance person. This morning it is Mr. 𝗪𝗪 𝗪𝗧𝗪. Good morning to you, sir, and welcome to the show.
Good morning, Mumi. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
Fine, thank you. It's Frank there.
He is here.
My very good big Frank. I greet you.
Good morning, 𝗪𝗪. Good morning.
Right, 𝗪𝗪. We have named you Chief this morning. We started, the householder insurance policy under the microinsurance series last week, and it was really interesting to find out, the fact that every household actually needs this insurance policy. So let's go a step further today and look at. I need to ask: is it actually a budget-friendly insurance policy?
It is.
Affordable by Makoko standards, affordable by 𝗪𝗪𝗪 standards? You need to specify.
Affordable by all standards.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, whether in the high brow, in the low brow, rural area, wherever it is, as far as the item is valuable and has some financial interest. So you need to cover it. So if there's any eventualities, you can recoup from insurance.
Okay. We'll take your word for it. And how is the sum insured determined, especially for small units? How do you determine it?
Okay. What we do here basically is that we benchmark the sum insured to 500,000. From 500,000 and above.
Okay.
One can purchase this policy. So we assume that yes, for an occupant of an apartment can have valuables that shouldn't be less than that amount, 500,000.
Yeah.
So from there, when you give us that value, it can be upgraded to any amount, you know. So once it's done, we'll just apply the rate and we'll advise you of the premium. So if it's very high for you to maybe request for a discount, we can oblige for that discount. Yes, we are flexible in that aspect.
I like the sound of flexibility, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, that's really something that really gives. I know that in between people will run to all the time. The whole idea is, insurance is for big people, you know, so rich man and all those things, you know, and unfortunately, that gap needs to, because it's a big gap, very big gap between the so-called rich and the, you know, that's why the flexibility that comes in. But I'm more concerned about reaching them, and because that is within a cars, you know, ecosystem.
Okay, we have various channels of reaching out to the insurance multimedia channels like insurance.ng.
Okay.
Anchor Insurance Chat. The offerings of this product I think
Important, very important.
It's intended to cover loss of rents. So you can reach us via our phone numbers.
Insurance truly works. Amazing.
For me, I think I need to have some of these details with me.
Yeah.
So that when I move around, because I need to have some, you know, I really need to put to practice all these things.
Yeah, that we're putting out.
Even though I'm not going to 𝗪𝗃𝗁 to pay me, you know, commission for what I bring in, because it's because people ask you, you know, we are ambassadors. People ask you what, so I should be able to bring in a document.
Absolutely.
Relating to this. So I'm going to reach out to them, and so they can just arm me with this, and even in the office here, so that we can, of course, let a lot of people
to take on our Anchor Insurance segment. But very pleasant rest of your day.
You too.
Thank you. Bye-bye. We've been speaking with Mr. 𝗪𝗪 𝗪𝗃𝗁. He's a faculty man at Anchor Insurance. Up next, we are going to hear more.
Good morning, listeners. I'm 𝗪𝗪 𝗪𝗃𝗁, your anchor on Green Nigeria segment, Creative Nigeria Mainland FM. Previously, we spoke about the 𝗪𝗃𝗪 bilobosa, that's the iru tree or dawa, the one that houses the tree house of the Lekki Conservation Center. The tree house sits right on this tree. As I said previously, this tree is over 100 years old and it has been in LCC for that period. But today we'll go on to another interesting plant, Xanthoxylum. It's also known as atta root or Senegal prickly ash. This unique plant is a low branching shrub and very prickly, as the name implies. It can grow up to heights of 12 to 16 meters and is a good source of medicine, food flavoring and timber. It grows in the wild, but it can also be cultivated. The bark of the roots and stems of this plant is toxic, and you find this plant in savanna habitats, transitional forests, and even coastal areas, and LCC is located along the coast of Lagos State. This tree can be found from Senegal all the way to Nigeria, as I said, along the coast of West Africa. Interestingly, it is insect pollinated. So insects like bees and other pollinators, you know, come on this tree, pollinate their flowers, and then the fruits. The seeds of this tree, they are pepper-like, they are peppery, and they use them as spices or condiments in diverse African dishes, especially in West Africa. The seeds and parts of this plant are used to treat diverse diseases. They are anti-cancer and they are also used as antibiotics. The young shoots and twigs of this unique plant is used as chewing stick and it also enhances our oral health. So next time you see someone chewing on a chewing stick in the village, using it to clean their teeth, note that it is medicinal and at the same time it enhances their oral health. Interestingly, this plant is a hardwood and it is termite resistant. So termites have nothing on these plants. This is all we can take on this segment for today. Join us same time next week as we'll keep exploring the wildlife of the 𝗪𝗪𝗃 Conservation Center. Remember, we are focused on plants. We'll keep exploring these plants and telling you about both the medicinal and their recreational values. Join us same time next week. My name is 𝗪𝗵𝗁 𝗪𝗴𝗁, and I'm handing over to 𝗪𝗵𝗁 and 𝗵𝗵𝗲 𝗪𝗏𝗁 at the studio.
Well, many thanks to 𝗪𝗵𝗁 for that. I did make that mistake and I own up to it. We're talking plants. Now we've moved on from birds. So thank you. We're moving right on because time is never our friend. We go to where we bring you on a lighter note, comedy with 𝗪𝗵𝗲.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. I go by the name 𝗪𝗫𝗁 𝗪𝗴𝗁, popularly known as 𝗪𝗵𝗲 on top of Creative Nigeria for mainland FM 98.3. The matter done too much. Africa is really developing. Nigeria, to be precise, is also trying. And but the only problem I get now, the human being waiting inside some of the human beings, and they tell you the way they ask questions these days, they provoke me. Person go to chop, you go say, Mrs. Bumi, are you eating? No, I'm bathing. You go just see question up and down. That's how I want to blow fly from here to 𝗪𝗪𝗃 one day for airport. The pilot just say, yeah, you not Dennis. I say, yeah, 𝗪𝗵𝗲. I say, mainland FM. I say, yes, sir. Wow. So you are flying with us. I don't understand though. I didn't hear play. They ask whether they fly with us. The one who even provoke me now when you ask me, where are you flying to? And you are the pilot, you're asking me where am I flying to? I don't understand. The one who even they make me vex now for DSTV outside day one day. Somebody just come with me and say, Dennis, who is playing this match? I say, it's Man U and Chelsea. Say, wow, that's good. Another question. Who wear red? Who wear blue? I say, Man U wear red, Chelsea wear blue. I say, wow, that's good. What is their score? I say 0-0. Say, yeah, the one we come make you verse now when they ask me, there is no verse. So who scored the 0 way they decide? Who scored the 0 way they the other side? I say, now your papa scored the 2-0. Seriously. And I tell people say you see Igbo, Yoruba, they are kind of different style of spraying money they are different. Like if I go for Igbo party now, you go, yeah, 𝗪𝗵𝗲, you are very, very funny. Igbo, they go to yab you on top. You go to Igbo nyala. 𝗵𝗃𝗃. It is very funny. 𝗵𝗃𝗃. When I come go Yoruba man party, they say, 𝗪𝗵𝗲, kai, koni dafu. I say thank you, sir. Yala, yeah, I say thank you, sir. Olori broke, I say thank you, sir. Before you know it, he carry 200 away, don't squeeze, stole me. As I pick, I say thank you, sir. As I come, they go say, 𝗪𝗵𝗲, Igbo lelo. As I don't they go, I say, hey, oya for me change. I say change the lelo. Say change 180. Now 20 naira extra give me. That's my time.
Wow. Interesting.
Okay. Now that we know that, when you Ajuju, you remember there's this song.
Yeah. We've played it here.
We play with one of these days. We will do the Ajuju thing. 𝗪𝗵𝗲, who are you? You be 𝗪𝗵𝗲. Ajuju. Oh yeah, that's on.
Right, we need to run. A new segment is coming up right away, and it's coming to you sponsored by 𝗪𝗃 Travels.
Hey Michael, you travel frequently and hardly complain of travel services. How do you come by?
I use the services of one of the best travel outfits in Nigeria, 𝗪𝗃 Travel Agency.
𝗪𝗃 Travel Agency?
Oh yes, 𝗪𝗃 Travel Agency takes care of travel plans, ticketing, insurance, visa, and provides pocket-friendly fares helpful in this new normal.
Really? What about holiday packages for families?
Trust 𝗪𝗃 Travel Agency on that too. On request, the agency provides both local and international tourism holiday packages with detailed country situation reports, car hire, and hotel reservation.
Where can I locate 𝗪𝗃 Travel Agency?
Very easy, my friend. 𝗪𝗃 Travel Agency is located in number 2 Ibro Avenue, Rainbow Estate, Trans Amadi, River State. Telephone 0907-893-5167. Lagos office, Parkview Estate, Ikoyi. Telephone 0806-2463-292. 𝗪𝗃 Travel Agency, always in touch.
Welcome back, and this is our culture, technology, festivals, travels, hospitality, music, movies, brown water economy, insurance news, and sports tourism with 𝗪𝗃 Travels, edited by 𝗪𝗵𝗃. Traveling in Nigeria, including movement of goods and services by road, may run into additional hitches as petroleum marketers may increase the cost of fuel at filling stations. Signs of an impending scenario emerged over the weekend as the naira further nosedived against the dollar at 950 naira. Nigeria's traditional rulers southwest of Nigeria may call out a former Nigerian president, 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪, for showing a lack of deserved respect to their revered thrones during a public event in Oyo State hosted by the state governor, 𝗪𝗪 𝗪𝗪𝗪. Obasanjo, a traditional title holder in neighboring Ogun State, was alleged to have commanded the monarchs to stand up and sit down at his command, an act unbecoming of a Yoruba son, irrespective of his position in life. Obasanjo is a retired army general and stated that he has no apologies to offer the angry monarchs. Back to basic household utilities, the increment of cost of liquefied gas from 10 million to 14 million naira per 20 metric tons by terminal operators may push up the cost of a 12.5 kilogram gas from the current price of 10,000 naira to 18,000 naira by December. 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪, president of Nigerian Association of Liquefied Gas Marketers, says traders of the commodity are hiding under the high exchange rates to increase the cost of the home cooking enabler. In other news, the advertised repair works on the Lagos Third Mainland Bridge have been called off for now due to heavy downpour in the city. Lately, palliatives were earlier planned to restore failed portions of the iconic bridge on 2 consecutive Sundays of September 17th and 24th by the State Public Works Agency in collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing. Meanwhile, the British government says Nigerian students heading to its schools will pay more to obtain students' visas. This increase also applies to all international students across the world who may wish to study in the UK. Nigerian students will now pay a new visa fee of 409,640 naira, effective October 4th, 2023. Also, a new visa pay regime for stays less than 6 months is now £115. The United Kingdom is a prominent destination for Nigerians for visits and studies. Finally, in our news this morning, the strange death of a young Nigerian music act, Mohbad, has exposed the underbelly of disorganized entertainment scenes in the country. 5 fingers were pointed at multiple directions as to what led to his untimely death, with the Nigeria police petitioned to unravel the cause of his death. Nigerian local music scene has been quiet for a long time, but lately it has been a key driver of societal dislocation, particularly morning. But we must talk about some of these points that they just are glaringly obvious to the world what is going on. Let's start out with the music industry in Nigeria.
We need to disconstruct Nigeria as a symmetry. Okay, we need to disconstruct Nigeria as a symmetry, because as it is, every good person, any good idea, somebody with initiative, anybody that comes out with something new, innovative, certainly die. Suddenly just die. Sometimes, of course, physical death. Yeah. Sometimes you don't hear about them anymore. Because the environment is too toxic to
and just stifles them.
Yes. So this young man, like many of them, these are just few that we had. Shows you, like we said, the real entertainment economy is not here. So and the few as outside, and of course, this calls for regulation. Lagos, for instance, I will use Lagos because they do a lot of good things. They do Lagos countdown. So look at young musicians over the place, and they bring them together at the end of the year, to do entertainment. But what happens? Do you harness them? After you leave them open there, because these talents are gone. And I think something needs to come, because when things happen, everybody is shouting, "Oh, of course, good to unravel what led to his death." But what lessons
can we learn? Absolutely,
it's very, very important.
The UK does not want us to come and study in their country again.
Well, for them, of course, if you look at the reason why, of course, the white man will tell you why. They, of course, use it to also come, because they are coming there to come and occupy space. Yeah. So they need to also create an environment for you. So they use it to pay for more services. Some of their work staffs. Of course, there's a lot of education all over the world because of the economy, so that they can increase their pay. So now you won't leave your country to go to another place to go and study. So you have to pay for your stay. So because they need to make it convenient. Because if you come a place with a high carry capacity for, let's say, 10 million people, and of course they are coming, just like somewhere already somewhere, I think in Spain, somewhere. Of course, the Tunisians, they came in there, out of Italy. And I find, of course, they occupy a place that is less than 5 million people. And they overshot around the place and burn the place down. So what that happens? So you have to pay. For all this. So for those of us that want to take our children out and all those things, so we have to contribute. That's almost $500,000.
Indeed it is. Indeed it is.
And I tell you, this is a country where the more they charge you, the more you see people applying. I'm not saying I'm not going again. The more. Look at what is happening with the airlines. The more they increase the fare, the more
people are traveling.
So it happens here in Nigeria. So it's only in this country. So
we cannot be stopped. That's what we're saying. Nigerians cannot be stopped. But that's just me. That's opinion. Let's just lump, the gas, the cost of gas, that's the liquefied gas, and the cost of petrol, in filling stations. Let's lump that together.
We're praying that the two refineries, they will come back. Because that Pelletis works in Kaduna and Port Harcourt. They maybe just bridge the gap, as case may be. Of course, the flaring of gas and all those should be an end. Because I think Nigeria is waking up. The president is running all over the world. The man is too old, so he has still life, but he's trying to really bring investors.
He was at Onga yesterday.
But again, I always believe that no IDF will come until we secure our environment. So much news. I spoke to somebody somewhere, Naija this morning. I said, I won't come that area for a long time. He said, it's because you are here, you hear a lot of things. Maybe you come around. But the truth of the matter, information matters. Indeed. And it scares people. The place where you're going, I say, they are doing this, that, people are very careful. And they were talking about investment. Of course, you can see insurance. Even the insurance. When you go insure in that kind of environment, you need to pay a lot of money because you are not certain.
Indeed.
You understand? You're not certain of security. So we need to really address that area. That, on the street of Lagos, do you come out before, by 4 a.m., Lagos the traffic is on. But now, 7 in the morning, you don't see anybody.
Indeed.
People are, so that's response. So we need to look at those areas and address it quickly.
Wow. I wish we could talk about more, but we are pressed for time. But wonderful things going on. We will continue to talk about these things on this show, Creative Nigeria. Up next is we're taking you somewhere else in Nigeria on our No Nigeria segment. It is sponsored by 𝗃𝗃 Travels.
Hello there! The world of travel changes in seconds, and border post requirements needs the touch of a professional to help you navigate through the challenges of airline cancellation, delays, and health requirements. At 𝗃𝗃 Travels and Tours, we help you keep eyes on the ball, processing your travel needs with ease, taking your stress away. For your international and local travel tickets, travel insurance, reservations, hotel bookings, car hire services, and visa guidance, you can trust us to deliver as your ultimate choice. You can reach us via WhatsApp on 08094015458 or call 08033138658 or visit our corporate office at Suite F8, first floor, 𝗵𝗶 Mall, plot 2425 Herbert Macaulay Way, Wuse Zone 4, Abuja. Email info@𝗃𝗃travel.com.ng. 𝗃𝗃 Travels and Tours. Stress-free travel.
So today I'm taking you to the ancient Nigeria kingdom. That's the Urhobo Kingdom of Delta State. Urhobo Nation is located in the Uheli South local government of Delta State. The rich oil state is nicknamed the Big Heart. A major component of the Urhobo culture is its varied delicacies. The famous traditional cuisine is the ukodo, a healthy yam pepper soup prepared with yam, plantains, together Urhobo sons and daughters, and it commences with a fishing contest and a colorful display of masquerades, dance, and swimming. One of the tourist destinations in Delta State is the Kwale Game Reserves, was kindly put together for us here in Creative Nigeria by 𝗪𝗃 𝗦𝗃. Thank you so much.